Howdy y'all, welcome back to the channel. I'm James and this is Clearwater Fishing, and today I have these two little beauties here for you. We're going to talk about them. It's the Googan Squad Micro Clutch. Fantastic crappie bait. I'll explain to you why, give you some footage of me on the water fishing these guys, and give you a few reasons why you should pick up a few. But before we get started with today's video, let's talk about today's video sponsor, Carl's Bait and Tackle. I love using Carl's Bait and Tackle because they carry some of the very best brands, such as Googan Squad and Savage Gear, just two right off the top of my head, that are fantastic brands. And on top of that, Carl's Bait and Tackle, almost year-round, has some kind of sale going on. For club members, you're going to save anywhere between 30 and 75% on products during those sales. And as a non-club member, you're still going to get a bunch of savings up to 30 and 40%. Not to mention how easy their website is to navigate, find the products that you need, and throw them in your shopping cart and then have them shipped directly to your house. In fact, that brings me to the sale they're currently having starting on November 1st and running through the very end of the year. You can get select items, gift items, Googan Squad products, all sorts of fishing tackle, up to 60% off, and get your products for you or your loved ones, whether you're stocking up for next year or if you have a few things you want to do, finish off this year, whether it's ice fishing or you want to go down further south and do some fishing. All those products are still available at shopcarls.com. Make sure you check out the link in the description. I'll have it right there at the top. Go to their website and go ahead and start shopping today. Switching on back over to the Crappie lipless crankbait. This is the Googan Squad Micro Clutch. I'm going to let you guys have a real close look at it right here. This guy is about 1.5 inches long, which is the perfect size for a crappie jig. In fact, I'm going to show you guys a quick comparison of this guy versus a crappie jig. I got a couple of these micro clutches that you can look at, and I'll let you look at a crappie jig right next to it. As you can tell, there's not a whole lot of difference in overall size between a crappie jig and the micro clutch. But I did find that the micro clutch, when I went out fishing the other day, caught bigger crappie. It caught the attention of those larger crappie, and they would come and attack it. I sat around and wondered why they preferred the little lipless crankbait over the crappie jig. And this goes for the larger crappie. On this lake that I typically fish, I am notorious for catching billions of baby crappie before I catch even one or two decent sized ones that maybe barely be keepers and barely have slabs on them. And on this day, I didn't do a whole lot of crappie fishing, but I still ended up catching 4 decent sized slabs. So, like I said, it left me wondering why they preferred the lipless crank over a little jig. And I tried similar colors and other things throughout the day. It took me a little while to really sit down and think about it. In my opinion, the little crappie jig has less attention grabbing power versus a lipless crank, especially one that has rattles. I don't know if y'all can hear that. But this has little rattles in it. They didn't really hit this guy too well when it was a vertical jig. They preferred it moving. So that triggered me to think, okay, they enjoy the sound. So a lipless crank sound is an advantage over a crappie jig. Something else you may notice when you looked up close to it is there's a sizable difference in the body size. This has a much larger body size and has the ability to catch the attention of these larger crappie much better than this smaller body size. Now I don't know if that's fact or not. This is just my observation from when I went fishing the other day, and I thought it was a pretty interesting fact that I was really catching some serious slabs using a lipless crank. So if you're ever out there on the water and you're catching loads of crappie, but none of them have any size, consider switching to a tiny lipless crank over your jig. Just have it tied on, give it a few casts, give it a shot, and see if you can catch some of the larger fish out of that school. I have found that, hey, it does still catch some small ones, but I was highly surprised at the number of larger crappie that I was catching. In fact, let me show you a couple clips from my fishing day just to show you kind of what I experienced. Oh man, that's a nice one. Well, you're gonna get kept. Micro clutch got us a slab. That was a little unexpected. There he is. Look at that slab. I'll check him out. Check him out. The bleeding stopped, so he's good to go now. A nice 13-inch slab. Not bad, not bad. We're gonna let you hang out with us for a little while, Mr. Slab Crappie. Got the micro clutch and a golf cart. Let's see if we can catch a fish. Oh, I got him off the golf cart. I yanked him out of the water. Well, that's a good one. Well, that's another slabber. We got 2 slabs. This is the golf cart slab. Come here, buddy. Another slab. This one's not nearly as big as the other one, but this one's definitely over that 10. He's probably an 11. 11-incher. Nope, 12. 12-inch slab. Just throw them in the bucket. Oh, we got us another slab. Another 12-incher. Heck yeah. Alright, so just from my experience on this fishing trip, I'm definitely going to keep a few of these micro clutches in the boat. And when I start catching a bunch of smaller crappie on what I typically fish is a jig, I'm going to switch it up and throw a micro clutch for a little while and see if I can pull some of the larger fish out of that school and get them to attack this big guy. Now I'm going to send it back out to the water to close this video out. So I'm going to call this a really interesting day finding the golf cart and catching some slabs out of it. That was actually pretty cool. Today was actually intended to be a bass fishing day. The bass just weren't biting. I threw the jerk bait for an hour, threw a drop shot for about another hour. Then I finally just said, hey, let's try some crappie fishing. And I started catching some crappie, caught a few slabs. Everything I caught today was on this tiny, tiny little micro clutch. I thought it was going to be a good crappie bait when it came out, and it has proven to be such. So if you ever want to try a new bait for crappie that's not a jig, try the micro clutch from the Googan squad. It's a pretty good bait. Did me really well today. Got hung up a couple times, but I was able to get it out. So maybe that small stature will help it keep from getting hung up. There's our catches for the day. 4 really nice slabs. I could have caught more today if I stuck with it a little longer. But dadgum, was this an awesome fishing day. Slabs and golf carts. Probably will be the title of this video because it was kind of fun catching slabs out of the golf cart. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video as much as I did in making it. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't already, smash that like button for all these slabs. And just like always, until next time, get out there and go catch you some fish.